Okay, looks like we're live. So let's get this thing started, man. Like I said, man, I'm excited to hear from everybody. Glad you guys
Okay,
can
looks
join
like we're
tonight.
live.
Uh,
So let's get this thing started, man. Like one.
yeah. All right, cool. That's better. Could y'all hear that feedback? If y'all can hear that feedback, let me know something. Cause yeah, all right. Let me see if y'all can see my screen. Okay, let's start this slideshow. Getting it. All right, here we go. So yeah, I'm Jamal Flono from Atlanta, Georgia, and this movement changed my whole entire life. As a matter of fact, to save my life. I don't know what I'd be doing right now. When I was at my old position at the airport, I was way closer to, you know, going left than I was to going, right towards success, right? I don't know if you ever been in a position where, you could simply, backslide into your old lifestyle. If you ever been in something like that, just let me know, right? Drop in the comments if you ever, was working at a gig that you was like, you know what? It's so much easier for me to go left, right? For me, that's kind of how it was until I found this amazing movement, y'all. I found this movement, and like I said, it changed my life. It kind of helped me have a better perspective. Um, and what I understand is look, we all got to start somewhere. So if you're looking for a place to get started, you came to the right place at the right time. The name of this movement is called Nove. It's the credit and money company. And a lot of people are struggling financially. I know a lot of people say life be life. And well, around here we say God be God. But let's look at some people's realities, y'all. There's a lot of people's reality, as a matter of fact. Millions of people are struggling financially. 1 in 3 consumers have a credit score below 669. In the black and brown community, it's about 45 points less. 50% of businesses fail within their first 5 years due mainly to the lack of access to capital. And this is a big one for me. 61% of Americans don't have $1,000 saved up for an emergency. That's kind of scary because guess what? It costs $100 to go outside every day. If you went outside today, you probably spent $100, and that's kind of scary. That when in a place like that, you don't have $1,000 saved up. That means you can't afford to walk outside for 10 days. So a lot of people are looking for something different. A lot of people are praying for a solution. Guess what we got for them, y'all? We got a solution. It's called Nove. It's the credit and money company. It's a fintech company providing greater access, uh, providing greater access to credit and capital and entrepreneurship for underserved communities nationwide. Right, and we're based off 4 pillars. It's credit building, it's debt help, access to capital, and entrepreneurship. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you see we got a whole lot of credibility, but none more than our CEO, right? Because this is Mr. Rico McDaniel McCambry. We're talking about, our founder, our president, our CEO, a best-selling author. We're talking about somebody who grew up in the projects in a single-parent household and still managed to become a millionaire by the age of 25. So he was selected to Who's Who in American business and finance. Selected to number one business honor society in the world. A member of the National Small Business Association Leadership Council. He even has his own day named after him in his hometown in Atlanta, Georgia. And it led to the Inc. 5000 for the last 4 years in a row as one of the fastest growing companies in America. And a lot of times people don't know what that means, but that means that we're in the top 0.1% of businesses in America as far as our growth. So out of 7 million businesses within the top 5,000, we've been there with for the last 4 years. I'm saying that to say, look, we have a long track record of success. I'm saying that to say, if you ever been invited to something like this, you understand that, people invite people out to a lot of different things, right? They invite to a lot of different things. But I know in those things, they may have they weren't featured on Forbes.com or Inc.com or Black Enterprise or Essence or Yahoo Finance or Capital One Business or so on and so forth. I'm saying all that to say that you can feel safe by being connected with us. So let's talk about some of the problems that we solve. Let's talk about, not even just problems that we solve. Let's talk about solutions. Because a lot of people are struggling with so many different things. Let's talk about some solutions that we got, y'all. So you ready for solution number one? Let me get number one in the chat, right? You ready for solution number one? Let me get number one in the chat. Right? Solution number one is gonna be credit, right? Traditional credit repair is a guessing game. That's why you go to. That's why you go to. Your friend tell you about somebody who helps fix their credit because their credit score went up 800 points in 3 days, and you get with them and you be with them for a year and a half, and you don't see any results. That's because they guess right with your friend, but they guess wrong with you. Now you mad the credit repair person ain't your friend. But guess what? We took all the guessing out. AI took all the guessing out. They say AI is taking over the world. Well, why not use AI to get a better credit score? So our AI solution is what we call our fast solution. We call it fast because you can get started tonight, analyze your credit profile tonight, print your letters out tonight, even mail them out tonight if you can, right? If you make it in time. But we also call it fast solution because people tend to get fast results. People typically see 5, 10, 15 deletions on their first round. Me, I saw 25 deletions on my first round, which was insane because I ain't know I had 25 things to delete. You hear me? Right? But some people say, look, I know AI does all the work, Jamal, I know AI does all the work, but I don't have time to go to the post office. For them, we say, cool. You had a convenient solution. All you gotta do is take a picture of ID, a picture of a piece of mail, and let the experts do all the work, right? Even comes with a 90-day money back guarantee that says if you don't get any results after 90 days, you get your money back. They even have a solution where they even sue the credit bureaus on your behalf. If the credit bureaus messed up, how many people love extra $500 to $2,500 for the credit bureaus messing up? Say me. It only makes sense to me, y'all. And then we start talking about, credit for even for your business, right? Credit even for your business. We got our business credit and finance suite. This is our business credit program will help you, keep your personal credit separate from your business credit. It allows you to structure your business in a way to maximize funding. It comes with your own business credit advisor that you can call, 7 days a week. It knows everything specific about your business. And it comes with a $50,000 funding guarantee. That's a minimum of $50,000 in funding, or you get your money back. And that's credit cards, that's lines of credit, that's even cash. But if you don't get a minimum of 50K, you get your money back. And most of our clients see 100,000, 150, $300,000. But at least you get your money back, right? And what I love, I love the fact that we ain't made the first solution yet, y'all. And I already get y'all two money back guarantees. Drop some fire emojis in the chat for that, right? Right? All three come with credit monitoring, online budgeting tools, $1 million worth of fraud insurance, a privacy scanner, all kind of stuff that you need to be, in a better place financially. And what I love about this is, y'all, all you're doing, for some people that need this, look, you can just utilize this as a consumer. You can be a consumer, utilize this, get help with get you to where you're trying to get to, right? But for other people, if you want to, be a part of this movement, and want to help other people with these kind of solutions, all you're doing is referring people to a website. You're not mailing any letters, not looking any steps, not keeping any correspondence. You're not structuring any businesses. All you're doing is referring people to a website, let the experts do all the work. That sounds like a win to me. Let's talk about solution number two. You get a chance to be a walking, talking lending tree. I'm sorry, my bad. You get a chance to help people get out of debt, right? This is our bankruptcy alternative. It's one of those things where people, are confuse this with debt consolidation. This is debt resolution. We'll help you get rid of the debt, right? This is debt resolution. We'll help you get rid of the debt, right? Imagine making one phone call, man, cut your payments up to 50% immediately, right? Or be able to, cut your total debt up to 50% immediately. That way you're able to reestablish your credit and get to the point where you're in a better place, financially a lot faster. On the business side, Imagine, making one phone call be able to reduce your debt up to 90% immediately. Or reduce the amount you owe down to 2% immediately. That way you can get back focused on business. The goal is to be debt free. What's the goal, everybody? Type debt free in the comment section. Debt free. Debt free. Yeah. Right. Let's talk about solution number three. Right. Solution number three. Access to capital. You get a chance to be a walking, talking lending tree. Right. A walking, talking lending tree. What I love about this is, look, I don't know about y'all. People asking me to borrow money all the time. And guess what? I used to be like, I ain't got it. But guess what? I do got it. So check this out. But now instead of me lying to people saying I ain't got the money, what I do is I send them my personal loan link. If they get approved, I get paid. I ain't gonna chase them down to get my money back. But let's say they get denied because their credit's messed up. I help them with their credit, help them get a loan, and I get paid two times. Somebody say two times, right? Or let's say, I get denied, or let's say they get denied because the debt to income's too high. Cool. Help them with their debt to income, help them get a loan, you get paid what guys? Two times, right? We have access to a no credit check, no fee, no interest, pay their cash advance. Cause let's be real, y'all. Some people really do need a couple dollars to make it to the end of the week, right? So sometimes people are working double shifts. They don't have enough money for lunch. Now you get a chance to be a blessing and be blessed at the same time. On the business funding side, up to $100 million in business funding. On the real estate, up to $150 million in real estate funding. If you know any business owner that need to, offer financing for some of their products, guess what? You can help them, offer financing, access to grants, tax credits, government guarantee loans, so on and so forth. And I want you to understand how you're doing referring people to a website. You're not the ones underwriting these loans. You're not the one that's, trying to figure out which loan fits best. We got a whole team that does that for you. All you gotta do is refer people to the website. I literally just got off the phone with somebody. It's like, hey, I need business money. I can show y'all right now. I know y'all be thinking I'll be lying sometimes. I just got somebody hit me up was like, hey, I need help with business funding. Right? Let me show y'all real quick. Look at that. It's probably backwards. See, y'all see that? Just like that, y'all. It's a real thing, right? I give you help with business funding. Bet, what's your number? And then I got his number, right? So I'm gonna call him right after I get off here. All right. So I'm letting you know it can be that simple, y'all. All I did was talk about the business online. Let's talk about solution number four. My favorite one, entrepreneurship. Whether you help people set up, LLCs or, you know, uh, you know, helping, with tax preparation and bookkeeping, life insurance, will and trust. You don't even need any certification. You can still help people with all these things, y'all. And then my favorite part is joining as an affiliate. That's my favorite part, joining as an affiliate. I want you to understand, man. I want you to understand, right? That, for people that be like, man, this stuff sounds too good to be true. You know what I say in that situation, y'all? Somebody said it sounds too good to be true. I'll be like, man, you can Google us. Yeah, Google us. We got real people, real results. A plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. Near perfect review scores on hundreds, and hundreds of all platforms, thousands on Facebook. Right? Look at some of these real people, real results. Right? You got, you know, uh, people have been in business for 3 decades, saw this and saw value, and they got started. You got lifetime renters that became homeowners. A few months after getting started with the business. You got six-figure real estate professionals that also make six figures doing this. And you got, most people who did this for a couple months and they work a job again the rest of their life. Right? Because look, it's a new era of entrepreneurship. It's called affiliate marketing. You see it all the time on Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy. They pay millions in commissions every single year. The difference is they pay a few pennies to a few dollars. Novell pay a few hundred to a few $1,000s per sale, y'all. Just referring people to the services that I showed you, and we actually got a lot more. But we didn't want to make this presentation too long, right? So look, you can earn money by referring people to a website. And look, you refer people to websites all the time, you refer people to Shein all the time, to Fashion Nova all the time. to your favorite loctician all the time, to your favorite hairstyles all the time, to your favorite makeup artist all the time, to your favorite bookstore all the time, to your favorite church all the time, to your favorite restaurant all the time, to your favorite movie all the time. Why not refer to something like this where you can get blessed and be a blessing to others? And look, you ain't gotta quit your job to do this, right? You don't need special skills, you don't need degrees, you don't need licenses, you don't need a PT, and you ain't gotta read that 5,000 page test code. You ain't gotta million letters, look any stems or keep any correspondence. You ain't gotta structure businesses, you ain't gotta set up escrow accounts, you gotta do any of that. All you do is refer people to a website. Look, it's very simple, y'all. All you gotta do is have a conversation, get them in front of some information, and have somebody else answer the questions for them, right? All you gotta do is see what people are interested in, see what people need help with, get them in front of some information, and get them on the phone with somebody else. You can do that, can't you? The moment people realize that's how simple this business is, that's when they start really, really getting paid, right? You can work anywhere you want to, anywhere that has Wi-Fi, get paid 10 plus different ways. The best way I can explain it is you start off as an affiliate, but you end up a consultant. There's a couple ways you get paid. Every time you help somebody with their credit, you make $100 every time. $100, $100, $100, $100, $100, $100. What people need to understand is, man, if you make $15 an hour, it takes you 10 hours to make $100 because a 30-year check's gonna be going to do taxes, right? So, it takes 10 hours to make $100. Man, and it costs $100 to go outside. Some of y'all, it costs more money to go to work than it is to stay home. Ain't that interesting? But instead, you can make a 5 minute phone call and make that money, right? Just like that. Once you have five customers or five teammates, guess what? You got a free business and you also make $500, right? Every time you help somebody, with debt help, you get 1% of their debt. That's pretty cool, right? Every time somebody with that $50,000 funding guarantee, you make $500. Right? It's so many other ways to get paid. Y'all I ain't gonna go into all the details, but look, check this out. You can go to novapays.com. You can go to novapays.com. You want to see, all of the structure when it comes to getting paid. Right? My favorite way is nation building, though, y'all. My favorite way of getting paid is nation building. I love the fact that we can build this thing together. I love the fact that, I can't get rich unless I help you get paid. Right? And my goal is to be rich. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not one of the people that's gonna pretend like that's not my goal. My goal is to get rich. Don't get me wrong. I want to help a lot of people get rich with me. Cause look, they say it's lonely at the top unless you bring somebody with you. So I want to bring as many people with me as I can, y'all. I'm imagining making $600 every time someone joins your team, and $500 if everybody joins their team. Somebody say it's a pyramid. I'm like, yeah, why not start at the top and build your bottom, right? Sometimes about it's a pyramid, and I'll be like, yeah. No, I said it's more like a Christmas tree with a bunch of little presents underneath, right? Look, check this out, man. Just check out some of these numbers. I want you to understand, man. I just want you to pick a number on this list. Let me know you want to be there. Pick a number on this list. Let me know who you want to be, and we'll give you a game plan to make you there. I'm not gonna belabor the point, but I know people don't dream big enough. Some people have $350 dreams. Some people got $3.50 dreams. You know, I want you to dream a little bit bigger. But hey, it ain't up to me, it's up to you. Right? I love the fact that if you want to have nice cars and nice homes, nobody pay for that too. If you want to have a nice car and nice homes, right? You want to have a couple of nice cars and nice home. Why not have nobody pay for it? True or true, right? You want to have nice cars and nice homes, or nice homes and nice cars. Why not have nobody pay for it, right? But look, people say, look, I don't know what I'm doing. It's cool. We got a whole learning platform, learn at your own pace, short videos and simple scripts, show you how to become a true professional, right? Get you into network and train with 6 and 7 figure earners. We got yacht parties like the ones that's coming up in September. We got leaderboard competitions, monthly cash prizes for likes in the Facebook group. Learn as you earn everything you need to succeed with no vape. So how do you get started? I know people are like, oh man, it's where you ask for money. I'm telling you right now, the last thing I'm gonna do is ask you for some money. That's the last thing I'm gonna do. Somebody do that last thing right now. Check me out. So, uh, so two ways to get started, right? The first way is the affiliate basic, right? That's direct sales only. That comes with members discounts, cashback travels and shopping. You get your own Nove Money website. You got ongoing financial education. You got Nove Learn. You got live training. You get marketing tools, business credit training. Make up to $3,000 per customer. You only get paid off what you do, right? So that's a good way to get started. I tell people don't despise small beginnings. What I will say is don't stay there too long, right? Or you got the affiliate pro, right? It's my thought process. If you need to improve your credit anyway, why not get paid during the process? If you need to improve your credit anyway, why not get paid during the process? You get all the benefits of the basic, right? Plus, you get Monove credit monitoring. Plus, you get Monove disputes manager. We got $3,000 per customer, up to $600 per qualified teammate. You get team overrides. You get rank base, residuals. You got, luxury car bonuses, mortgage programs. Man, look, it's a no-brainer, y'all. It's a no-brainer. Once you have 5 customers or 5 teammates, guess what? Now you got a free business. You ain't got to worry about paying a monthly fee. 'Cause I know how we is. Like, man, I don't want no other bill. Man, if y'all knew how kind of money I was making, you think I care about $99? Like, this is the thought process, man. People be like, man, I want to pay $99 a month. It's like, yeah, but what about making some money? That was me in the beginning, right? Everybody's like, how do I get free? How do I get free? I keep hearing it all the time. How do I get free? You know what I asked, man? I said, look, how can I make some money? Because I need some money. I don't need free. I need to be financially free. You hear me? Right? All of it's 100% tax deductible. And some of the proceeds go to our nonprofit to help the underserved communities, right? And the elders in our communities, right? My mom was actually at a senior citizens event last week, and she won a gift, right? They did Christmas in July. And my mom just happened to be there. She's like, oh, I ain't know nobody was here, right? And they ain't giving no special treatment. I was like, that's messed up. But she won, so I can't say nothing. I was on call, like, hey, my mama need to win something, right? And then also last week they did some back to school stuff, in underserved community. It was pretty cool, right? But look, there's only 3 types of people that hear this information, right? The first person says, "Look, you had me at hello. You had me when I see you in the background like this, right?" For those people say, "Look, welcome to the family. I can't wait to work with you. I can't wait to sit down and talk about your goals with you. I know exactly where we're going, and this is the best decision you could have possibly made. So I'm excited for you, and let's build something really big for you, okay?" Number 2 says, "Look, I'm interested. I just got a couple of questions." For those people, cool. We're gonna get your questions answered. Figure out, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and we'll go from there, right? Number 3 says, "Look, I got too much money. You know, I'll park my boat in an even bigger boat. I'll take a helicopter to my private jet. I got 9,000 properties all over the United States. If I make any more money, I'm gonna get a rash, right? I'm gonna break out a house. I don't know if you scratch house, but for those people say, look, at least you can refer somebody to the person that advised you. At least you can refer them to the program, or help them get open a high yield savings account for them. It's free. It don't cost you any money, but they still get blessed, right? Other than that, yeah, I'm gonna say welcome to the family. I'm excited that you took time out this evening and just checked out what we got going on. But I'm gonna say this: you are blessed because you got a chance to hear this. Your grandchildren are gonna be blessed because you got a chance to hear this. So it's not that we're grateful for you, because we are grateful for you being here. But I want you to know we're grateful that you're taking actions to go to the next level and take your life to the next level. Because we need more people in our community that's living a more abundant life. So with that being said, look, make sure you do something today that your future you will be proud of.